So grade 7 girls, let us continue with water cycle. Today it's 28th March. Before I continue with the new topic, I mean new vocabulary word, I just want to review that we studied about solid to liquid, liquid to gas, then come back from gas to liquid and liquid to solid. There was something new what you studied. If I ask you what is sublimation, can anyone give me example of sublimation? Can anyone give me example of sublimation? I have even shown you a video there. Sublimation, like solid to liquid is melting, liquid to gas is evaporation. What is sublimation? I gave you examples of iodine crystals, if you remember. No one knows what is sublimation?
It's when a solid becomes a gas.
Directly, yes. When a solid, it directly becomes a gas. Or gas, it turns to solid directly without turning to liquid. This is actually sublimation. Very good. Now, again, I'm going to make arrows here. Okay. Solid to liquid, liquid to gas, come back, gas to liquid, and liquid to solid. I'm going to write here solid, liquid, and gas. Now you are going to say me, girls, how about the energy? There is a point where energy is absorbed, and there's also a point where energy is released. So there were two things I have explained you on Thursday. So please let me know. From solid to liquid, of course, it is melting. So energy is absorbed or released. What do you think? In melting and in evaporation, how about the energy? What happened to energy during melting and evaporation? Let me call out your name better. Yes, Dana? What happens to energy when it turns from solid to liquid or liquid to gas? What happens to energy whether is it absorbed or released? Okay, Judy, what happens to the energy? Is it absorbed or released when it turns from solid to liquid? This is where I took a lot of time on Thursday to explain you. Energy is absorbed or released. Okay, guys, this way you remember. During your tough time, if somebody give you tough work, what happened? Do you need energy or do you give energy?
Give.
You will give. Or you will take energy when you have some tough time. Any hard work, like somebody asks you to, push a cupboard. It's very heavy. Do you need more energy or do you give energy to somebody else? Yes? Your body needs energy, right?
It's from solid to liquid.
Yes.
Absorb.
Absorption. Very good. This one is absorbed. Although you're late, but you're correct. Absorbed. They need energy. When it is melting, they absorb the energy. But when it is gas to liquid, it is like cooling. So it is releasing. It is releasing energy. Understood? So this is the point. Again, I told you that day, please take a picture. This again and again, I'm going to ask, because this is why we are just studying the water cycle this year. Lorentz water cycle, everyone knows. Okay. Did you understand till here? This is not even a boring lesson, girls, but honestly, you all are making it boring. You know that sea clouds, sea condensation. Again, the water evaporates from the ocean, rivers, or transpiration occurs from plants and animals. The water goes up by evaporation into the clouds and cool. C for clouds, C for cool, C for condensation. It is from gas to liquid. It is from gas to liquid. And there it cool enough and condensation occur. And then they become tiny droplets of water. These water droplets float in air as a clouds, fog, or mist. Then later in cloud, water droplets may collide and stick together to become larger. If a droplet becomes large enough, it comes as precipitation, that is rain. These precipitation could be rain, it could be snow, or it could be hail. It is snow and hail when these droplets, they freeze. Have you seen hail, girls? Have you seen hail? Girls, did you see hail? These pieces which comes and bang your head? Did anyone experience hail or snow? Rain, yes, I know that every one of us have experienced it.
No, yes.
Miss, what is
Me
hail?
too.
Hail is like, you know, like in your freezer you have ice cubes, like those ice cubes fall from sky. Did you ever see that?
No.
Okay, usually in Taif and in Abha it happens. I have seen a lot. The whole of the balcony or the whole of your area becomes with white, but those are hard pieces. It comes and bang your head. Sometimes it break the glass of the car because those are not snow, that's our hails. I will show you a video. Wait a second. All right, girls. As I want to show you something of your own country so that you like to see that. 1 minute. Play, guys.
Magandang umaga po sa lahat ng ating mga YouTube subscriber. Ngayon po umuulan.
Yes.
These are not snow. It's like big pieces or sometimes small pieces and sometimes even big, because I used to collect big pieces from the balcony. These are small. But I even collected what you keep in your fridge, those big pieces. Those are really, you cannot even go and collect. It will be like when the hailstorm, hail stops, that time I go and collect and keep it in the fridge. Uh-oh, it's not showing. They are with water and hails. Or sometimes only hail. See this big. Can you see the size? But they will melt and become small. but they are really, yani, it hurts. All right, now let us come back. All right, so these are hail. Snow, you know how it happens in Canada and other places. This year, they said that there was part nearby Taif where really it snowed, like how in Tabuk. Most rain falls into the oceans because most water evaporates from the ocean surface and ocean covers most of the surface, but wind carry clouds from the ocean over land, increasing the amount of precipitation that falls on land. What is the meaning of runoff? Who's gonna explain this? I want you to read it and explain it to me. Noor, can you just read this paragraph and explain to us what is it about?
All of the water on land flows downhill because of gravity. Streams, rivers, and the water that flows over land are types of runoff. Runoff flows downhill towards ocean, lakes, and marshlands.
Okay,
Some
first,
of the water.
wait a minute. This paragraph, can you explain us what are they talking about? What is it runoff? What does this runoff means? Yes, Noor, any idea? They've even shown you the picture here. Judy, can you explain us? Zishan, anyone can try explaining us.
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Zishan, what do you think? What does this mean?
Miss, what is it?
Run off. What is the meaning of this run off? You see the picture and you're also seeing
I
what-
like when the water goes from a place to another.
that is actually erosion. See, when it rains, because of rain, the water flows from the hill, right? It flows down. And then it is collected. Yes, because of erosion, it is collected somewhere, maybe in an area that becomes a lake or a river. So we call it as a run of water that comes down the hill towards ocean, lakes, and marshlands. Some of the water on land seeps into the ground. Some of this water, it goes inside the ground. You know, if you have small holes or we have pores on the earth crust, the water goes under the ground. So that is called as infiltration. Once the underground, the water is called, if it goes underground, it is called as groundwater. And it goes into the river or oceans or lakes. Those are called as runoff. Okay? Understood the difference between runoff and groundwater? Again, groundwater is the water which goes under the ground, and runoff is the water that passes from the lakes and from the hill, and it's the rainwater which comes from the hill. Like example, you know, on the top of my terrace, the water comes down to the buildings and then flow from the roads, and maybe it's going towards the ocean, or it forms a small pond or a river or a lake. So that is all called as runoff. Is it clear?
Yes.
Mhm. Ice flow. Icebergs can be carried along long distances by ocean currents. Much of the Earth ice, you know that ice caps, is in Antarctica and Greenland. Some are stored in glaciers. Those are big, big cubes. They cover about 10% of Earth's surface. Those are called as rivers of ice. Those are called as rivers of ice. I want to show you some glaciers of Greenland. I want to show you some video of that. See. These are glaciers, and this is tsunami of glaciers. There's what do you call as? See, this is in Greenland. tsunami, maybe volcano occurred under the ground, and see how the tsunami of glacier occurred. Can you watch this video, girls? Are you able to watch it? In Greenland. It's trying to break those glaciers. Full of ice. These all are glaciers, girls. Huge, huge blocks of ice in the oceans. In Antarctica.
Monster Math presents Addition Below 10. Okay, class, let's.
So do you see after the tsunami what is left there? Those blocks of ice are left there. That's it. Now.
Miss, I'm going to the bathroom.
Okay. Ocean circulation. Winds move ocean water on the surface in great currents, sometimes for thousands of miles. At some shores, or if the water is very cold or salty, it will sink deep into the ocean. The movement helps create deep ocean currents. Because of this winds, the ocean produces, okay, they help to create deep, deep, deep ocean currents. Now we have, what does the water cycle transport? Energy and matter. I told you about the energy, how the energy is absorbed and how the energy is, as released, when it is absorbed and when it is released. Now coming to here, label each arrow, show which process the arrow represent. Better we just go for your. Give me a moment, guys. I am not sure that I'll be able to finish this book in this year because we hardly have time, but we can continue in grade 8, inshallah, okay? I thought of completing a unit, and the unit 2 will start with grade 8, inshallah, in grade 8. Okay, guys. This is shade the arrows where water is changing state. You can shade all the arrows of evaporation and condensation. You have to shade all the arrows of evaporation and condensation. Coming up to here. Water cycle, girls. When it is raining, what is it called? 19. Condensation or precipitation. Here it is called as transpiration or evaporation. Transpiration or evaporation. And number 20, it is runoff or infiltration or ocean current. Now, one by one. Evaporation. Can you say me what is evaporation here? The change of state from liquid to gas. What is it? The change from state from liquid to gas. What is it, girls?
Precipitation.
Liquid to gas.
Oh, evaporation.
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 From a gas to liquid.
Condensation.
Excellent. The movement of water between
Water cycle.
and that falls to the earth is precipitation. This is what this test you'll be very easy because it's very easy to attempt all of this. You'll just watch the video now and let me know if you have some questions from it.
Welcome to the lesson, The Water Cycle. In this lesson, you'll learn about how water cycles through the earth. You might think that when you're looking at a cloud, you're seeing water vapor. But water vapor is invisible. So what are clouds then? What you see in clouds are droplets of water and ice crystals, not water vapor. What about steam over a pot of boiling water? Is that water vapor? It can't be, because you can see the steam, and we know that water vapor is invisible. Steam is made of water droplets, not water vapor. Water vapor is there. You just can't see it.
I'm sure that's why you can go into the clouds and you cannot see it.
Clouds can never be on the ground. True or false?
What do you say?
Click your answer.
Clouds, can they be on the ground? Clouds can never be on the ground. True or false? Clouds can never be on the ground. What do you think? Anyone, give a try. It's not an exam.
False.
False, okay.
That's right.
Right.
Fog is a cloud that is close to or in contact with the ground. Later, as the sun warms up the ground, energy can be absorbed by the water droplets, and they may evaporate.
They may evaporate, so that's why they can never be on the ground.
Which statement is true about the water cycle? Click your answer.
So choose. They only moves energy. They move neither matter nor energy. Moves both matter and energy. Moves only matter. What is the answer? Anyone, give a try. What does it moves, water cycle? Only matter, only energy, or matter or energy, or nothing? These girls need to participate. Come on, give a try.
Yes, miss.
What do you think? It moves what? Matter and energy? It moves only matter? It moves only energy?
Matter and energy?
Let us see.
That's right.
That's correct.
Water is moved around the Earth system as it progresses through the water cycle.
You know that I explained that the energy is absorbed, energy is released, energy is transported to different parts of the Earth system in the water cycle when water changes.
Energy is transported to different parts of the Earth system in the water cycle when water changes state. Energy can also be transported when, for example, a warm ocean current moves warm water to a cooler part of Earth. What part does the sun play in the water cycle?
What do you say, girls?
Type your answer in the space provided.
What
Click
is- what is the
OK
role
when
of
you
the
are
sun?
finished.
What is the role of the sun in the water cycle? Sun evaporates water from the oceans, rivers, lakes. If there is no heating up of ground, how can evaporation occur?
The sun is the main source of energy driving the water cycle. Water is moved around the Earth system as it progresses through the water cycle. Energy is transported to different parts of the Earth system in the water cycle when water changes state. Energy can also be transported when, for example, a warm ocean current moves warm water to a cooler part of Earth.
Did you understand this? Energy can also be transported when a warm ocean current moves warm water to cooler part of Earth. So the cooler part will melt because of this warm currents.
You've learned a lot about the water cycle in this lesson. Before we finish, let's take a quick look at the main points you covered. The ways water moves around Earth is the water cycle. As water cycles, it often changes state. Water evaporates from Earth's surface, then it condenses and falls back to Earth as precipitation. Water on Earth's surface may flow into the soil or flow over Earth's surface to the ocean or another body of water. When water evaporates, the cycle begins again. When water changes state, it absorbs energy from its surroundings or releases energy to its surroundings. Often, when water is absorbing energy, the energy comes from the sun. Now that you've finished, if you wish, you can go back and review any part of the lesson again.
Okay, girls, that's it for the lesson. We have finished the lesson and also this period. So